Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, I'll have having this meeting. Yeah, I know you're very busy. Yeah.
No problem, no problem. I'm sorry that I'm 2 minutes late. I was just running between meetings. Yeah, happy to meet you. Yeah, we are here for a job interview for a finance manager role with our company, Devro, and also a little bit the sister company Van Hassen. Maybe it's good that I introduce myself a little bit so that you know who I am, and then you can do the same.
Okay.
So my name is Marco Varensson. I am operations director for the Asia Pacific region with Van Hassen. So as you may or may not know, is that Devro and Van Hassen, they are basically sister companies, and
Okay.
we sell a similar product, not exactly the same, but
Yeah.
Devro manufactures and sells collagen casing, and Van Hassen sells natural casing, so let's say animal based. Although for Devro, the collagen is also coming from the animal, but in the end, the product is slightly different. But they are both casings, and so we are operating under the same umbrella company, Saria, which is in the end a part of a large German family-owned group that is called the Redman Group, and I think Devro was acquired by Saria in 2022 or something like that, and Van Hassen already before that, I think in 2016, something like that.
Okay.
I've been working for Van Hassen now for 3 years. I started off. I actually have myself a finance background, so maybe that's the reason why we are talking. A long time ago, I studied business economics, and I became a CPA in the Netherlands, a public accountant. I worked for Deloitte and for some other companies. So always in finance related roles.
Okay.
For Van Hassen, we in China so I'm living in China now for 10 years, and I worked 6 years for another company. 3 years ago, I joined Van Hassen because our previous CFO had left, and there was a little bit of a gap in the management team. So I basically started as the general manager with finance as part of my role.
Mhm.
And through restructuring within our group, basically we stopped dealing with country responsible people and more to a regional approach. Whereas, let's say the commercial teams
Okay.
of Van Hassen and Devro, they are together now.
Mhm.
So Mr. Yamada, I think you talked to Yamada-san.
Right.
He is actually, so he's the head of Devro KK in Japan,
Mhm.
but he's also the commercial director.
Mhm.
Now for the Van Hassen side, we have a small factory in Kawanishi in Osaka,
Yeah.
and that is under my responsibility for operational side.
Okay.
So that's basically in short who I am.
Okay.
And that's also the relationship I have, let's say, with Japan. So I'm not dealing with the collagen side. So I do not have really direct dealings a lot with the office that we have in Tokyo, but I do have a lot of work related to our operations in Osaka, in Kawanishi, and of course, because the commercial team is also selling natural casing, they're selling both. I basically, we all talk to each other. So now, having said that, we of course we had a financial manager that worked for Devro KK for many years. He left last year, and then we had a replacement. I think maybe I hope they explained it to you. And the lady who came in, she only stayed for a short period.
I heard the story.
She maybe she I don't know exactly why she left. I think maybe she didn't feel that she was suitable for the job. But also her previous boss offered her a new job, so maybe that was also attractive to her. I don't know exactly. But in the end, we need somebody new. And so you have spoken to Yamada-san already, I think,
Yeah.
and to
I gotta
Jillian
talk.
Anderson.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about
Okay,
1.5 hour. Yeah, and then he gonna explain what about
okay,
those things about the company. Yes.
okay. Now maybe it's good that you introduce yourself a little bit. Who are you? What's your background and your experience, and why are you applying for this position?
Okay. Yeah. My name is Masayuki Uchida, and I'm Japanese, and I'm now working for the chocolate company, Belgian chocolate company called Pierre Marcolini as a head of
Yes,
finance. Do you know Pierre
I
Marcolini?
I have seen it. Yeah, I know them because
Oh, really? Okay.
they I'm based in Shanghai, and
Mm.
they are also there. So
Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard from them before. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. And my title in here is head of finance, and I'm in charge of the general accounting side and the FP&A side of the Japanese entity. And I report to the general manager in Japan. Yeah. And yeah, and before working for Pierre Marcolini, I was working for the controller at the U.S. manufacturing company called Conair. and I also in charge of the general accounting and the FP&A, and also supply chain and IT and HR, because that entity was a very small company, only 20 people working for the Japanese entity. So I'm in charge of all the back office hours there. And before that, I was working for the cosmetic company, US cosmetic company called Avon. And I also do the P&A and general accounting there. And I also work for the biotech company called Applied Biosystem. And I was doing the marketing of the insurance products for the protect the equipment, and I was doing the cost calculation for these insurance products. Yeah. As first, when I graduated university, I started my career at the ExxonMobil petroleum company. As I was doing the cost accounting and the credit controlling and a lot of work for the managing subsidiary dealers and things like that. And I also built up a lot of gas station in Osaka area. Yeah, so I was familiar with the Osaka area too. Yeah.
You worked there?
Yeah. I was living in Osaka for about 7 years, so I'm pretty much familiar with the Kansai region, and actually my work is coming from Osaka. So yeah.
Right. And now you live in Tokyo, or?
Yeah, I'm now living in Tokyo. Actually called place Saitama, just next to the Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
Yes, pretty much close to central Tokyo. Yeah.
Yeah, understand.
Yeah, such a brief summary of my background. Yes.
Okay, clear. So why are you? What is interest you in the position that we have for finance manager?
I have some experience of the introducing the ERP, and I hear that this person requires this kind of experience, and as I now working for the chocolate company, it's a kind of food industry, so the Devro is also belong to the same industry. That's why I think I can apply my experience and knowledge to the company. And Devro is such a very international company. So I was working on lots of much international company in Japan. So I used to working for this kind of environments. Yeah, so that's the biggest reason. Yeah, and one of the biggest reason I decided to leave the Pierre Marcolini is that Pierre Marcolini, the entity is acquired by the private equity fund with the leveraged buyout scheme. And unfortunately, private equity fund screwed up, and the company owns a lot of liability, and all the money generated from the ordinary chocolate business have to go to the repayment of the banking loan, and the cash position is very severe, there's a kind of going concern problem with the company.
Right.
So that's the biggest reason I decided to leave the company, current company.
Understand. Let's hope they survive. I can understand your.
They can survive, but they have to continue to repay the bank loan. For many long years.
It's something that private equity companies do a lot. This kind of model. push in a lot of loans, and
Yeah.
then when they acquire a company, they use the money from the loan to pay back themselves,
Right.
and then they already earn back their acquisition money, and then then the company itself need to work very hard to earn back all that debt and pay it off. Yeah, so it's not always a very nice model for the people who work there, but for the investors of the private equity firm, maybe yes, but for the employees, not always. So
Right. It's actually right. Yes.
I'm happy that we are working for a. I think it's clear already that that we are in a family-owned business situation. So it's not. In the end, of course, the family has funds and they invest,
Yeah.
but it's definitely they have a very long-term view, and
That's right. That's right.
it's all in their hands. So it's one.
Yeah.
Private equity, of course, has like many investors coming in. So I think our structure is a little bit different. Of course, you never know, but I think we are in a better place, and it is actually more that it seems that our owners, they are willing to support us and even invest in the business so to grow it. So I think we are in a different position. And one of the uh, the examples of that growth is that we have moved into Japan, for example, because our factory in Kawanishi
Yeah.
was actually a former customer of Van Hassen,
Mhm.
but they actually also ran into trouble, so they were not performing so well. So we stepped in. We basically took over the employees and we rented their production facility. We didn't buy the company, but we stepped in to take over the staff and the and rent the building and the factory, because we think Japan is still an important market for us. So, but because Van Hassen did not have a company in Japan, basically the operations of that customer were integrated into the Devro Japan business. So we have some challenges, and I think that's where you can be very helpful. I think we will indeed go through a process for a new ERP selection. That project is ongoing. It's now at the group level, so I don't know exactly what the status is, but both Devro and Van Hassen, they both use JD Edwards actually, which is Oracle. Unfortunately, the Van Hassen operations in Kawanishi does not use Oracle. So, and that is one of the challenges that we have. So we have, for example, we have a local accounting lady, and she does her best. I think she's very precise and accurate, but let's say her knowledge is limited. So she does a good job, but we cannot continue. And the problem is, of course, that she doesn't have an accounting system. So she's doing everything in Excel. I don't like it, but that's not. Yeah, we have looked into it, and we don't have enough IT resources at the moment to include them in our existing ERP. So we decided not to do that. But what could be an idea for the future, but and that all depends. For example, if you would be taking up this new position, then I would ask you to assess the situation and see if there's not any other option in Japan for some kind of cheap local software package or some online tool that at least we can move partially from that Excel environment into a little bit more professional situation until we go to the new new ERP system. So that is
okay.
something I would ask. And you mentioned that you have experience in setting up or being part of new ERP implementation projects.
Yeah. Right now, at Pierre Marcolini, we are using two accounting system and ERP, which is general accounting side and supply chain side is departed. But
Yeah.
we are going to use this system because the sophisticated ERP systems such as SAP, the cost of implementation is very expensive. So we have this kind of situation just using the domestic accounting system called Free. And Free is pretty much good for it comes to doing the journal entries. And if we scan the invoice from customer and then automatically the system book keeps each of the accounts. Yeah. So as for the general accounting, it's very useful. But the drawback is it's not connected to the supply chain or COGS system. So standard cost was registered in the supply chain system, and it is divided. So we converted this COGS data by Excel into the free accounting system. We are doing such kind of things. So I think, maybe in Kawanishi, we can do such kind of things, and but still much more sophisticated, but than using Excel, just Excel.
Yes.
Yes. Agree. Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, I think these are just I mentioned it because it is an example that I know. I think what is important for the new, let's say for your role, is that you you will not have a big team. So I don't know exactly the situation in the Tokyo office, but I think it was one lady that would be a direct report to you.
That lady still work for the company.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she does. She does.
That's good. Yeah.
That's like an assistant. But I don't know exactly how the tasks are split. I know for the Kawanishi site, we basically there would be a few people that you would have contact with. First of all, that's Leon. It's a Chinese guy. He's the head of the factory. But he's lived in Japan, I think, since his studies. So he speaks Japanese, English, also Chinese. So that is useful because I'm based in China, and a large part of the Van Hassen organization is in China. Then there's an accounting lady, and then there's also an admin lady. So they do a lot of the work, a lot of the accounting, the invoicing, payments, all these kind of things. We have about 30 people, I think, now in total in Kawanishi.
Okay.
So including the workshop. And the commercial teams are one. The commercial teams are selling both projects for Devro and also for Van Hassen. So in your current role with Pierre Marcolini, or maybe also in your previous experience with other international companies, I assume that you have to do some local accounting, local reporting, maybe financial reporting, taxes. I don't know, maybe you are involved in HR and IT, as you said, but you will have a local responsibility, but you probably also have some responsibility to report to the group, right? Or to the head office.
Yeah.
And can you describe to me a little bit what you have experienced?
Right now in Pierre Marcolini, we make the book with the Japanese gap, and then convert to the IFRS system. And actually we outsource the task to the CPA firm, and because they are much more have a lot of knowledge about the latest IFRS system, because the rules is always changing. So we just outsource them and convert to the IFRS. And when I was in work for the Conair, we making the Japanese GAAP basis financial statements. I also created the US GAAP based financial statements, and we have added some adjustment sheet between Japanese GAAP and the US GAAP into the SAP. And actually, there's not so much difference. Ranks of depreciation period is a major factor for the converting Japanese GAAP to the US GAAP. But we always do this such kind of conversion. Yes. Yeah.
Right. Okay, clear. And it's like a monthly process, for example, or monthly and quarterly and yearly, this kind of thing?
Yeah. We convert the IFRS financial statements in each of the months, monthly. As a quarterly, yes, because now we have audit by quarter, so we had to get a review from the CPA, PwC, and they are reviewing, very carefully. It's actually very annoying, but because if us we had to put the impairments for each of the capex, and if the operating profit is not turned to the negative, we had to accumulate some of the impairments. So that's a very annoying and kind of torture, because even we make the sum of the EBITDA, but all of a sudden it turns out negative with the impairment tests.
Right. It's not so positive, huh? And okay, and they come every quarter? They audit you every quarter?
Every quarter, and
Wow.
So
very busy.
Because the entity or private equity fund aiming to IPO in the future, but I think it's very difficult. So for that perspective, we had this.
Okay. What kind of other experience do you have? You mentioned FP&A or budgeting and cost accounting. Well, can you tell me a little bit about what your experience is in that field?
As for the cost accounting, when I joined the ExxonMobil, I was doing the cost accounting of lubricant oils, and there's more than 1,000 SKUs for the lubricant oils. And when we get the purchase order from customer, we calculate each of the material costs and the labor costs, and also including some of the delivery costs to the warehouse, and pile up every cost component. Then put up some of the markups and making the pricing decision. And we have some of the discount rushes from the management level to the salesman level, and we make such kind of criteria. And I also doing the cost accounting of cosmetic products at the Avon, and then we have a factory there, and same as the lubricants oil, we calculated each of the material costs and the labor costs and another overhead, and fixing the standard cost for each of the SKUs.
Right. All right. Yeah, because that's also something that we have to do in our plant, at least in Kawanishi, because what we basically do is we supply raw material that's coming most of the time from China. And we also need to set up a structure internally, and also to provide information, for example, to our commercial colleagues, that they know what's the cost structure from the raw material, and then we have to add our processing cost, and so what's our base. Maybe hopefully put some margin on it, and this is like, say, this is our sales price, or our minimum sales price per SKU, and what does the comparison with market prices and these kind of things. That's a discussion we are having now. So I think that's also something that we let's say we need somebody who can let's say translate the financial and the operational and the commercial side, and bring it together, for example, in a report or in some. So I think it's good that you have experience in this area.
Actually, nowadays AI is much more advanced. So I'm using Cloud or Gemini. So all together and gets them do the analysis of each of the components.
Right. Yeah, it's very new, and we all need to learn how to use it, huh? Yeah. How about FP&A?
FP&A, most parts I'm now getting involved is cost structure analysis, and actually GP percent of the chocolate is pretty much good, but it's about 80%. But actually, in winter we sell chocolate very well, but from spring to summer, no one want to eat chocolate anymore because it's too sweety. So we have to sell another product, but like ice cream or some cold drinks. But some of the products, GP percentage is much more less than that's of chocolate.
You should sell matcha chocolate in Japan.
Yes.
Very popular.
Yeah, matcha is good, and so if we sell something like ice cream or another product with low GP margins, that product is gonna jeopardize our total GP percent. So we also we already check in the product mix of each of the monthly sales very carefully, and sometimes we hike up the chocolate price or another product price, monitoring price sensitivity of the customers. So it's very difficult. But nowadays, a lot of material costs are gonna hiking up. So we had to hike up some of the retail prices. So that's a very challenging part. To maintain our sales.
Clear. How about budgeting?
At Conair, we made the budget by each of SKU and pile up the SKU by each of customers, and piling but all the sales, then calculate the cost of goods sales for each of the item, and calculate the gross margin. Then making fix the each of the expenditure. That's what I was doing in Conair. And as Pierre Marcolini, we don't fix each of the SKUs sales in budgeting process, just a category level, or chocolate or some cakes or something.
Right. Yeah, it just depends on what is sensible for the company. Yeah, every company is a little bit different, and you need to adapt to the situation.
Yeah.
Right. And can you tell me? You mentioned that Pierre Marcolini quite small, but you where you started as in ExxonMobil is probably very large. But let's say in your role, maybe as the finance manager or the leader of the team, how many people were reporting to you with your previous companies?
In current company, seven people reported to me, and that's the Conair previous company. 6 people reporting to me. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Clear. Do you like that?
Oh yeah. Actually, I was kind of the hands-on guy, and I like to do the just by myself. But when I get accent, get I master how to do each of the tasks. Then I delegate each of the tasks to my subordinates. This is my style, and manage my subordinates. Yes.
Yeah. But does that mean you need to know how it works yourself first, or how do you do that?
Oh yeah.
How do you say you delegate to your subordinates? Yes, I understand. But if they have a question, they come to you.
Right.
How does it work?
So first I must how to do it, and then handling each of my tasks to my staff.
Yeah. I have to be honest. I think that while we are growing and we want to grow, I think your team will be smaller within our company. So you will have less direct reports, and potentially you may need to do initially at the start. You may need to do a little bit more yourself, and there's a little bit less room for delegation. I'm not sure if that's that's not a problem for you.
Oh yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
good.
Just by myself.
Yeah, I think it's just I think it's just good to tell you. I mean, we've all gone through several steps in our career, right? But and currently our company is a little bit smaller, but actually now we are growing in volume, so that is good. And we may need to have some additional staff, but that remains to be seen. You also mentioned that you had some HR and IT experience. Is that because that you sometimes see that in companies, that when you have the finance manager role and the company is not too big, the IT manager or the HR manager also report to the finance manager, right? That is maybe your situation.
Oh yeah, actually, when I was working for the Conair, I do all the finance, IT, and the HR just by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, but as for
very busy.
When it comes to IT, I outsource the IT vendor. Yeah, and as for HR, I do. I was doing the payroll calculations and things like that, and I also interview the newcomers. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and currently with our company, we don't have a HR responsible manager because it's basically being handled by the group. And IT also not really in Japan. So but for example, payroll calculation we outsource. But we outsource. It has been outsourced to PwC, and I think that they are just too expensive. We should maybe change that in the future. But you have
should be expensive, I know.
Yeah. So, but you have done payroll calculations by yourself?
Oh yeah. Actually, in current company, I also the payroll calculation, but I check the calculation. Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of software did you use for that?
Actually, just an Excel base. So
Okay.
they calculate their system, then convert to the Excel basis. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So again, I think this role is more finance based, but I can also imagine that if there's an issue in our company or in the office, or somebody has or maybe there's an HR topic or something that we need to address. It could be that, let's say, because there's also no experience with the or limited experience with the local team in Kawanishi, for example. It could be that if we want to change something, or we have to hire a new person, or you have to change a labor contract or something like that, it could be that this person, they would come to you. And it doesn't mean that you have to do everything by yourself, but it could be that you say, hey, I am involved, or we need to because you have also always need somebody who can coordinate. Yeah. Oh, we have a contract. Maybe I have a question for the lawyer, or we set up a template one time and then you apply the template, or you say, oh yeah, we have some IT issue here. I can connect you to the IT company. So it can be that you are, let's say, you are involved in this area, but it will not be your main job, but it can still be that you are involved. And I think, what do you think about that? Is that okay for you, or how do you see
this
that?
kind of situation always happened. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much get used to this kind of situation. So yeah,
Right.
I think I
Did you discuss this? Did you discuss this with Yamada-san, or with Gillian Gray?
Yeah, when I talked with Anderson, yeah, he mentioned that yeah, this kind of situation gonna be happening in the future, and so yeah, so I'm ready for that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's just because we have a smaller team, and
Yeah.
it's just about, usually it's just about fixing issues, fixing problems, and helping out your colleagues, right? And but probably if it's a computer problem, we still need to go to an outside company, right, to help us out. But that's no problem. But it's like, sometimes what I have also experienced in my career, if something happens and nobody knows where to go, they go to finance for some reason. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
We have a question, nobody knows it. Oh, let's ask finance. So it seems like a bit of a natural situation sometimes. So it's funny. It's funny that you have had the same experience. Okay, clear. So what did I would like to know from your previous interview with Yamada-san and with Gillian Gray? What was your impression of maybe our company and the situation, and maybe also the role? What do they require from you?
Oh yeah. I can understand that. The company is some of the how say system conversion from current system. So that's the I understand that that's the biggest task for this portion. And I think I can manage this task. Yeah, it might be very challenging, but I think I can do. Yeah, because I have some experience for that. Yeah, and for personality of Yamada-san, he's great, and I think he's a great leader for the company. So he has a very gentle guy and a nice guy, and I think he has the power to sell the product to the client, to the customer. Yeah. So I'm very pleased to work with this guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have any questions for me, or any concerns, or anything you would like to have more information on?
Your title is Operation Director, and the
Correct.
operation means just a sales operation or a whole operation, company operation.
Not sales.
Mhm.
The rest.
Oh,
The rest.
so
No
kind of
sales. Everything else.
so kind of back
So-
office operation.
Let me explain to you. Yeah, what we do at Van Hassen is we source raw material. So mostly the casing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you know this, but the natural casing, we mostly get it from hogs or male pigs
Mhm.
and sheep. So mostly the animals are taken for their meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Van Hassen, we collect basically the gut package that's in the belly, and you have the small intestine.
Mhm.
That's a very long, and that's basically the outer layer of the intestine
Mhm.
is what we use to produce the casing. So that means is that we have to go to the places in the world where a lot of these animals are
Mhm.
being bred. So, for example, what we sell mostly in Japan is sheep,
Yeah.
sheep casing, and a lot of the sheep is coming from Australia and New Zealand, for example.
Mhm.
Now, actually, today I'm here. I'm in the office in Australia this week.
Okay.
So we buy from the abattoirs in, for example, Australia and New Zealand. We collect the material together, and then it's shipped to China,
Mhm.
frozen. In China, we clean it,
Mhm.
and then it goes to a selection factory.
Mhm.
And actually, the selection factory is just like it's a sorting process. So you can imagine, not every animal is the same.
Okay.
One animal big, one animal small.
Mhm.
So one intestine very long,
Yeah.
one a little bit short, one a little bit shorter.
Mhm.
One intestine is like very wide, one is a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller. But when you go to the supermarket, and because in Japan you have these small bags with the small sausages inside, right? Or you go to the supermarket, you buy some breakfast sausage, for example.
Yeah.
You don't want different sausages. You want the same size all the
Yeah.
time.
Right.
So, but the animals are not the same.
Mhm.
So what we do in China is we sort these casings. So we look at, okay, the big ones here in this bucket, the medium one in this one, the smaller one in this one. So cleaning and sorting,
Mhm.
and then we also look at the quality,
Yeah.
because maybe some quality is very good, some quality is not so good. So basically we get all the raw material together in one big pile, and then we start to sort it out into,
Mhm.
and that's why we say, okay, this SKU, this SKU, this SKU, this SKU.
Yeah.
So for Devro, the process is actually completely reversed.
Mhm.
Devro says I have one raw material ingredient and another raw material ingredient and another raw material. I put it all together.
Yeah. Yeah.
One casing,
Uh-huh.
and we have a big pile.
Yeah.
And we say, oh, this one there, this one there, this. So we start from big, go to small. They start from small, go to big. So
Oh.
it's completely the other way around, and
Uh-huh.
that means we have factories in China.
Mhm.
So these are under my responsibility. We have a back office also in China. It's also under my responsibility. We have a small site in Australia, and we have a small factory also in Japan. And these are all under my responsibility. And so, for example, what we do in our plant in Kawanishi, we get the casing and we put the casings on plastic pipes.
Yeah.
So these are hollow plastic pipes. The casing is on top of it, and these casings we put in the box. We give the box to our customer, and the customer thinks it's easy because the casings are very small, tangly things. You can put them all together in a net, and then it's like you need to separate them and get them out. So the Japanese customers, they don't like it. It's on a pipe. You get one pipe, and you immediately have one casing. You put it on the machine, and then they can put the meat in, and you have a sausage. So it's very easy. Take the pipe out. So, and these pipes are being recycled. They give the pipes back to our factory. We put new casings on it. Casings back to the pipe, back to the customer, pipes back to our casing company. So it's like a recycling process all the time, and that is what our factory does in Japan.
Okay. It's
And
very
that's why
interesting.
I'm operations director. But I also do a little bit of finance if I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many people working in China office?
Around 65. So
Okay.
well, in the office, I think we are about 50. And then we have two factories, but with the factories we do not own the factory, so that we do that together with partner companies. So we are the owner of the goods, and we bring it to the selection factories, and they process for us, and we pay them a fee. And we have production teams at these factories, but they are small, so that's maybe in total maybe 15 to 20 people for two selection factories. And they are making sure the planning is going okay. They're checking the quality, checking the specs, the logistics, and all these kind of things.
Okay. So compared with Japan's office, it's more bigger, twice as big as Japanese industry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you also received the auditing from PwC or another auditing firm. No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do. We do. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually today, this morning, when I was in Australia, we had the closing meeting for the audit in Australia, and so we have a big entity in China that's being audited by PwC, and we have a few small ones, and they are not interesting for the group, so we have a local Chinese auditor there. Yeah.
Okay. So just auditing is conducting every month or quarterly or only yearly, annually, one time.
So it's an annual audit. We don't have quarterly reviews or half-year reviews. We don't have that. It's also not needed for the company. The auditors, I think they visit us 2 times per year. So they visit us maybe September, October, and then they do the first part. They look at the first part of the year. They look at our procedures. And then for the year-end close, they come probably end of January, beginning of February. They come to do the final work.
Okay.
But in Japan, I think we are not audited because we are too small.
Okay. But yeah, that's good for the finance team, I think.
Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah. Okay. And right now, the cost accounting of the Kawanis factory, I hear that they're just using Excel basis, but how about the accuracy of these cost accounting?
Yeah, that is a good question, because that is something that we need to work on, because let's say because we don't have a system, an accounting system.
Yeah.
It's a bit more difficult, and it takes more time to collect all the information to actually do the cost accounting.
Yeah.
It's not so complicated because we basically we have an incoming source of raw material, and that's just the price. That's easy to find, and then basically we have to add our processing fee. Now that's a little bit more difficult to calculate, but also not super difficult. Yeah, so we have people, we have logistical cost, transportation cost, we use energy, we use water, and we have a certain production volume. Yeah, and then if you add all the costs together and you divide them by the production volume, you know what is the cost per unit. But it could be very easy if we have a system, and because we don't have a system, it is becoming a little bit more complicated, and there is a risk because we use Excel that it is less reliable. It's more difficult to get the information or to analyze it per period, per month, or half a year.
Yeah.
Because every time you have a question, somebody needs to start working and making an overview. And if you have a system, you just change the period and then you push the button, right? And you change the period, push the button, you get another kind of report.
Yeah.
And this is what we are missing, and it's not good for us because it means it takes us more time. I don't have a lot of concern for the reliability, because I do think that the people do a good job.
Yeah.
But you can also make a mistake sometimes, and Excel will not say anything if you make a mistake. If you use a system and you make some mistake or you type something wrong, then says, "Oh, not possible," or "Are you sure?" You get some pop-up window. Excel accepts everything, right? So yes, well, we have of course we look at the data every month, and but it could be better. It could be better. That's clear.
Okay, understood. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't have a concern for the financing because right now in the current company we have lots of financial difficulties and the constraints for the financing from banks or even in the company. But how Devro Japan finance the money from intercompany basis or borrowing from
Yes.
banks? Intercompany.
So it's to be really honest with you, I don't know exactly the Devro side because it's not my scope.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
But I know that let's say we are financed internally, so we don't have external bank loans.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So we are financially very healthy.
Yeah. That's great. And so, if the Japanese entity makes a profit, and do they have to provide the dividend to the parent company, or do they able to use this money for the next investment inside Japan?
Right. So currently, again, that's also because I'm not involved in the Devro finance part. I don't exactly know, but from my point of view, it makes sense if there's dividend structure. If dividends have been paid, I don't know, to be honest. I know for China, for example, we do that. But let's say there's no real concern that if we have a project that there is no financing. So because we can always go to the group and request more funds. It's just that you need to explain what is your project and how are you going to earn money, and if it's being reviewed internally, and if they say, oh, this is a useful project, we can do the investment, then we will get the financing through the group. So I'm not worried about that.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very good thing that there's no problem with the financial situation. That's very healthy. I can understand that Devro is very healthy company. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions?
Oh yeah, that's more than enough. Yeah. I gotta create my brain. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, Masayuki. I am very happy that you could spend some time. And now of course, you've had a few interviews. We have a few candidates, and in the end, we will discuss together. And then you will get feedback, and maybe, I don't know, because it's a finance role, it could be that we ask you for one more interview with let's say the finance director of Devro. But maybe it will take some time before we have spoken to everybody. You are number two. I speak the second person. So normally we have a few candidates for the one position. So. But the feedback will not come through me. It will probably either through Jillian or through Yamada-san. I'm not sure, or maybe through your agency. That could also be. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Anyway, I will share my feedback within the team, and thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
And
thank you so much.
And maybe see you again.
Yeah, thank you so much again. Yeah, bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.